Today I'm going to go on a little charity shop haul. I want to find some secondhand books and maybe some clothes. We'll see what happens, but come along with me as I go. So first up, look at all this yarn, and it was like £1 each. Good bargain. And then I found this kind of like sewing pattern section, and there were some really cool vintage sewing patterns in there. So these dolls, I kind of love them. And this charity shop has a really great vintage clothing section. It's Sue Ryder, and they always have this in the back, and I just love looking at it all. Also, I found this amazing dress. It was just way too tiny for me, but it was so pretty. I really wanted to buy it, but it would just never fit me in a million years. I was then on the hunt for some books. I always seem to find the Twilight books donated in charity shops, and I mean, why would you get rid of your Twilight books? Also, this mannequin, what? I loved this painting I found. It was like cats and like little musketeers. I really wanted it. And then I came into this other charity shop which had so many books. This is where I managed to pick up 2 books for like 75p. It was a good bargain. I was very happy with myself. I got Spinning Silver and The Witch's Heart, which I'll discuss later on in the vlog. I then stumbled upon another charity shop which had loads more books. I think this one is where I found Piranesi by Susanna Clarke. Again, you can just see, like, look at the array of books they have. It was about £1 for a paperback, and then a hardback I think was £2. So a good bargain if you're ever visiting. I then visited the little crystal shop which has little like witchy stuff, and I love to go in there. It smells of incense and it makes me happy. Just been to the charity shops, and I managed to hit the jackpot with the charity shops. I got like 4 books for basically under £5, so I'm really happy with myself. I just come for a coffee and a little cake before I think I will head home because I want to go home and play Baldur's Gate. But yeah, it's a nice little coffee shop. I think it's new, this store. I've not actually been in this cafe before. It's quite busy, so if you can't hear me, I apologise. It's time for a reading update. Also, I just got back from the charity shop and I literally got the best secondhand book haul ever. I literally hit like the book jackpot. I swear, every single book that I've been like wanting has been on my wish list. I found it was just so good. Let's start off with one I ordered off Amazon. Actually no, 2 I've ordered off Amazon. They are both like secondhand on Amazon from, I guess, booksellers that sell secondhand. And first one I spoke about the other day is The Midnight Bargain by C.L. Polk, and second is The Beautiful Ones by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. Both authors and these books sound really romantic and wonderful. Similar kind of premise, I guess. This one is a kind of Regency romance of a witch and a sorceress, and you know, she has to make like deals. Will her magic stay forever? You know, like it has to go through a process of getting a marital collar which will cut off her powers, and obviously she doesn't want that. She wants to be a mage. So again, this sounded really wonderful, and I'm in a big romance mood at the moment. And next is The Beautiful Ones. I saw Peru's Project mention this in her romance reads, and I thought this sounded really good as well. Again, it is another historical fantasy kind of romance. Again, not sure, yeah, sounds a bit like Bridgerton kind of Regency style to me. I think it follows someone called Nina, who I think she has some kind of power or magic that we don't know about, and is making it hard for her to make her debut. And there's a bit of romance in there, and like I said, I've wanted to try this author for a while as well. I know she wrote Mexican Gothic, which is another book I'd like to try of hers. Next, let's start with the charity shop haul. Firstly, when I was out in Havant, I got The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I have not read this before. I know this is like the big dark academia book. I'm really excited to read it. It's, yeah, a modern classic apparently. It's about people that are under the influence of charismatic classics professors and a group of clever eccentric misfits. So it's just discussing literature and smart people, and it sounded like a good time. Then we have the next book I picked up in my charity shop that I just been to, and that will be the footage that I insert in the vlog. Me going around the shops is Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. I actually saw this in someone shouting outside. I'm really sorry, you can hear that. We have a park back across the road, and sometimes there's some weird people outside. Anyway, I digress. This was in 2 different charity shops, so either people hate this book or they're just donating it, but this sounded really good as well. It's about 2 magicians who are kind of like fighting against each other. One is in France, like Napoleon's side, the other is London. Kind of reminds me of Half a Soul because that was set during the kind of Napoleonic War era. But obviously, you know, I've seen this spoken about a lot and a lot of people love this book, so I'm going to give it a go. And it was only £1, so... the next book... Oh, I'll go with another Susanna Clarke book, and that was Piranesi. I was really excited to find this one as well because I've been eyeing it up for a while, and then I saw it for £1, so I thought, yeah, I'm gonna get that one. I think it's based on kind of Greek or Roman myth. It's about Piranesi who lives in a house. Messages begin to appear. They are scratched out in chalk on pavement, and there's someone new in this house. There's lost texts, secrets that must be uncovered, and it just sounded really like strange and fantastical and interesting, and it's quite a nice small book, so it will do me as a little gap filler at some point. And then I got The Witch's Heart by Genevieve Gornischek, I think that's how you pronounce it. I've never heard anyone talk about this book before, but I thought it sounded pretty good. It's about like a witch who has like a punishment from Odin for sharing visions of the future with wrong people, and then she flees into the forest, and then she is found by Loki and she like has a distrust of him, and then I think they fall in love, and they have 3 children which have weird maybe powers, I don't know, destinies, and it just sounded really interesting. And you know, I love a bit of like Norse mythology with Loki and Odin, so I'm excited to read this one. I thought it sounded really good and interesting. And then I picked up Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. 1, I have wanted to read her books because she has the same name as me and it just sounded fun, and 2, I have heard of her books before, you know, I've seen people rave about them, but I've not read her books before, so I'm going to try this. I think it is a romance again, possibly like a Rumpelstiltskin type retelling, I think. It says Miriam is the daughter of a village moneylender. Poverty beckons. She hardens her own heart and takes up his work. His success creates room that she can turn silver into gold. There we go, the Rumpelstiltskin thing coming in, which attracts the Fairy King. And I assume there is romance, possibly, with the Fairy King. But yeah, sounded good. Oh, and then these 2, I was debating going to another charity shop, and I thought I'll just go in. I bet they wouldn't have anything. They had the biggest book section ever. If you're ever down in Southsea, and going down to the Quarry shop because they have the best book section. And firstly, I picked up Caravel by Stephanie Garber. I was so excited to read this because I read the Once Upon a Broken Heart series and devoured it within about 3 days, and then I found out that she had actually written this series before, so I was just looking out for it, but I found it for £1. So yeah, I'm really excited. It's in the same universe, and if you don't know what Caravel is about, it's about a kind of once a year infamous carnival, and it's been open to only those who have been invited. That man is shouting again outside. As I said, it's about this once in a year infamous carnival, and you know, at midnight on the first day the show begins and visitors become players, and each of them is vying for a coveted prize. I think there is kind of like romance, and it's very much, yeah, it's like giving me circus vibes, and I haven't really read many circusy books, so yeah, I'm excited for that one. And then next I managed to find The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. And I've been really surprised to find this one because it's still in the bookshops and it's relatively new and advertised still. But yeah, it's, you know, I think it's about like kind of like a mercenary knight type guy. He's stolen princesses, but like he does a lot of like good mercenary tasks, I suppose. It just says like he has stolen princesses back from sleeping kings. He's burned down the town of Trebon. He has spent the night with Februin and left with both his sanity and life. He was expelled from university at a younger age. He tried to pass by moonlight that others fear to speak of during day. It just sounds really good. It, you know, a debut fantasy. I've heard good things about it, and I'm looking forward to reading it. Like I said, I was really surprised I found it in the charity shop. I mean, okay, it was like published in 2007, but I swear I've only just heard about it. Maybe it's just me, but yeah, I'm excited to read it. I think that's it. That's my secondhand book haul for now. I have got a couple other secondhand books coming, and then I'm banning myself from buying books for another month because I have too many. I'm really excited to read them. I'm just, yeah, I want to encourage people getting secondhand books because there's so many interesting books out there, and you can get a lot of your favourite books for very cheap prices, like £1. It doesn't really matter if they're a bit, you know, the spine is broken. For me, it's not a big problem. I enjoy reading the story, and that's what I'm there for. I like collecting books that have been read as well. You know, I know that someone else has enjoyed it, and I can see that someone else has enjoyed it and read the whole book, so that's why, yeah, I enjoy shopping secondhand, and it's better for the environment, and I know my money's going to a good cause as well for a charity. You know, I'm not against buying new books. I do enjoy getting a new book. I love going into a nice bookstore and getting a nice fresh new book and knowing that this is my like nice pretty copy. But I see nothing wrong with getting secondhand. And if you're worried about them being like dirty or anything, I give them a clean when I come home. Get a baby wipe and I just give the covers a little clean, take the labels off, and they look fine. Like the pages might be slightly discoloured on the outside, but that's about it. And yeah, like I said, the spine breaking doesn't bother me. It just shows it's been loved before, and I just want to give it a new home. So yeah, thank you for watching again. Hello to all my new followers. I hope you enjoyed this little vlog, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye guys.